Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been almost 6 months since the last devlog, and I'm really excited to finally share everything we've been working on. There's been a ton of progress, new features, major improvements, and a lot of behind the scenes work that's really starting to come together. If you're new here, we're developing Drop Command. It's a tactical combat simulator inspired by classic mech games, but we're also layering in strategic depth. In the campaign, you'll build armies, command dropships, and lead your forces across an entire star cluster. You'll be capturing planets, securing resources, and expanding your empire. The whole thing is procedural, so no two campaigns will play out exactly the same way. Alright, let's start with a quick look back to about 6 months ago. We released an early alpha demo to get feedback. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who played it and shared their thoughts with us. We got many useful bug reports, feature suggestions, and gameplay impressions, and a lot of that feedback has directly shaped the work I've been doing over the last 6 months. Thanks to those playtesters, we were able to squash a ton of bugs and clean up a lot of edge cases. Gameplay feel was a big focus as well. We've made the controls smoother, added click and hold for auto-fire, and generally tried to make everything more responsive and satisfying. We also added more visual feedback for players, things like the crosshair now flash, pulse, and shake when you fire weapons, deal damage, or take hits. It just gives combat a bit more of a punch. On the more technical side, we spend a lot of time optimizing game performance. Mission loading times are now much faster thanks to improvements in the procedural generation pipeline. Frames per second has gone up, especially on lower end machines. We now generate terrain in chunks and remove unnecessary mesh detail. We also limit how often VFX spawn based on what's actually within the player's view, and this helps keep things running much more smoothly. One change I am especially happy with is how we rebalanced the guided missiles. Originally, they all aimed straight at the center of mass of an enemy target. This made them feel a little too strong and also a little bit boring. Now, each missile locks onto a different component of the target. This adds more variety and makes them more fun and more fair to fight against. We also got some great suggestions for future features. Two of them that stood out were accessibility settings, such as letting players customize UI colors for colorblind support, and better onboarding with tutorialization to help new players learn the game without feeling too overwhelmed because there is a lot going on in Drop Command. Both of those suggestions are on the want to implement list, and I really appreciate everyone who brought them up. So, moving on to talk about what's coming up next. Right now, the big milestone we're working toward is the public Steam demo. The goal is to get the core campaign systems into a more playable state. That doesn't mean every piece of content will be finished, but it will be enough to give players a real taste of the campaign experience. One major feature that still needs work is the pilot skill tree. This will let players develop their pilot character across the course of a campaign, adding a layer of long-term progression and specialization. The good news is, a lot of the foundation is already done. Pilots now gain experience from kills and completing missions. AI pilots level up as well, eventually becoming very valuable ace pilots. And the skill tree framework is already in place. We just need to finish designing and implementing all of the actual skills. Okay, now let's talk about what's already been implemented in the game, because honestly, after 6 months, it's quite a lot. We're still a few months away from a fully playable campaign, but the progress so far has been huge, and here's what we've added. First off, the Hyades Star Cluster, which is the setting for the campaign. It's now fully visualized and interactive. You can zoom out and see the whole region of space, or you can zoom in, click on individual solar systems, and see what's there. Each solar system contains planets, and those planets are where the real strategic gameplay happens. Some have strategic assets you can capture, like mech labs and airfields, while others offer environmental challenges or valuable resources. You're now able to recruit new units from planets, construct strategic buildings, and explore a variety of new biomes, including oceanside maps, enormous crater maps, and a new dark archipelago biome. Dropships are fully implemented in the campaign. You can build them, load them with units, and deploy them into missions. And those missions are how you expand your control over the star cluster, by gaining planetary influence, stealing enemy resources, and securing key locations. We've added 3 new mission types to the game. Dropship Defense, where you protect your transport from waves of attackers. Dropship Attack, where you hunt down and destroy enemy transports. And Hover Train Defense, which adds a moving objective to the battlefield. On the pilot side, things are much more dynamic now. Pilots are procedurally generated with names, skill levels, and permanent death. You can recruit them, rename them, and build out your roster. They gain experience over time, and their effectiveness can really shape the outcome of a battle. We've also made a bunch of quality of life feel improvements. Damage now causes cockpit smoke and fire effects. Debris and impact visuals have been added for extra feedback during combat, and the UI has been updated with a torso twist indicator. This should help with orienting your mech, and mission objectives now display as a short one-liner, which makes them a little bit easier to follow for new players. The tactical map screen got a major upgrade as well. You can now click to select squads, hover to preview orders and unit stats, and view planetary info. As well, 2 new loading screens now feature parallax backgrounds for better transitions into the missions. And on the more technical side, we've optimized terrain generators for faster loading, we've reworked how missions are handled, we now unload scenes instead of restarting the game between missions, which was a big step toward a more seamless campaign experience. The AI is now a lot smarter. It defends important objectives, issues squad level orders, and calls in reinforcements when needed. We've also added new performance settings like resolution downscaling and toggles for volumetric fog and clouds. This is great for players on lower end systems. And finally, we've introduced 2 new units. These are both VTOLs. The first is the Opifex, a fast, nimble scout capable of hit-and-run bombing tactics. The second is the Cobra. Now this is a powerful aerial support unit with heavy ballistic firepower. Now, as always, there are game design challenges to discuss. We haven't solved everything yet, and there's still a few issues we're trying to crack. One of the big ones is the campaign deathball problem. As you progress through the campaign, you naturally build up more and more units. Eventually, it becomes easy to just roll into every mission with overwhelming force, and that can get a bit repetitive. I want to encourage smaller, more focused missions even in the late game. One idea I'm testing is having certain mission types that limit the number of units you can bring. For example, missions that only allow 1 dropship load with no reinforcements. That way, players will need to be more strategic with their squad choices, and every unit will count. The other big challenge is the endgame objective. Right now, the win condition is to conquer every planet in the cluster, but honestly, that could turn into a bit of a grind. A better approach might be to focus on capturing the capital systems of each rival empire. That way, the goal stays clear and impactful, but without needing to control over 100 planets by the end of the game. If you have thoughts on these ideas or alternatives that you'd like to pitch, please let me know in the comments. I'd really love to hear what you think. Alright, before I wrap up, I did want to share a quick personal update, because part of the reason these devlogs have been far less frequent than I would like is that life has been crazy busy. In the past few months, my puppy turned 2 years old. She's still a pain in the butt, but I really love her anyways. I also successfully defended my thesis and graduated. However, because of graduating, I've also been traveling around for job interviews, which has been very time-consuming. Lastly, but also more importantly, just last week, I got married. It has been a huge year for me, and I'm very, very grateful for all of it. Now that things are settling down a bit, I'm excited to focus more on game development and to keep sharing updates with all of you. If you want to know when the Steam demo goes live, the best thing you can do is wishlist drop command on Steam. It really helps with visibility and support. Many of you have already wishlisted the game, and I'm very, very grateful to each of you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.